Hi, my rays of light, and today you won't believe the drama. I'm doing a video on a psychic reading on Rich Lux. This is the Rich Lux exclusive psychic reading. So a lot of you have asked me to do a reading on Rich Lux. I am a big fan of Rich Lux. I love his channel, love him to death. His personality is over the top. It's funny, but yet he keeps it, he talks about real things that are happening in the beauty community. He often does refer himself as the #1 psychic drama channel. He is a drama channel, so I have a lot of respect for him, what he does. I know a lot of people may not like it, like he calls his haters the Poindexters, and I agree. There are a lot of people that don't get what he does, and they think that he's personally attacking people when he's only really expressing his views on things that are happening in the beauty community and sometimes outside of the beauty community. So I'm going to go ahead and do a psychic reading on him and give you the tea or the insights that I get for Mr. Rich Lux. So immediately, like I said, he is someone that is an entrepreneur. He came to Earth with a very specific mission, and I feel like he is living out his purpose and his dreams right before our eyes. Like the Rich Lux that we knew when he first started versus now, he's accomplished a lot, and he's garnered a lot of, hardcore fans that are there for him and that support him, and he's continuing to blossom and grow before our eyes. I see like that's going to be continuing. It's something that's going to continue for him. I see a lot of different things coming up for him, and then I'm very excited for Rich Lux and what he's doing. I feel like being part of the YouTube community, we need to start supporting one another and not like there's so many YouTubers that are personally against one another, and I feel like he spreads that message of love, not to hate one another, even though some people, like I said, may not see who Rich Lux is as a person, but I really feel like he's a genuine soul that really does care about his fans, his family, and just his inner circle of friends. And he has a lot of good friends that support him and that are very authentic. When I do get into Rich Lux, like I said, I see him continuing to do YouTube videos. Being a YouTuber is always going to be a part of him, but I feel like he is growing his empire. And what I see spiritually for him is that there is a lot more offers that are coming over the next year. 2020 is going to be very spicy, very exciting in all areas of his life, specifically his love life, also all of his business deals and things that he's doing of that nature. Sealing a lot of contracts. I feel like there's going to be some opportunities to continue where he's at right now. For those of you that don't know, he has his Hank and Beauty, I believe, lipstick, and he also has partnered and has like candles out, as well as and also merch. He has a lot of different merchandise that he sells. But like I said, there's going to be a lot more growth to his empire, I refer to it as an empire because that's what I am seeing for Rich Lux over the next couple of years. He's going to continue to expand his business. His platform is going to get much bigger. For him, it's all about his work ethic, and that's the one thing that I admire about him is he is just like me when it comes to consistency. I try for the most part to kind of dish out a video every day if possible. Sometimes that's almost impossible, but I'm very dedicated to my channel, and that's something that he inspired me watching him. He's very dedicated and very consistent with his content, and he always keeps it real, and he keeps us up to date as he gets information, etc. So that is something I don't see his work ethic ever slowing down. He's like a workaholic in many ways, and he has a good group of team that are loyal. I feel like they're loyal people that he has on his team that are working with him to this would be his people that help us with his marketing or editing the videos, his entourage, etc. But I do see growth. I do see some more beauty products. That is something that he could be working on, like an eyeshadow palette eventually. expanding his merchandise, other makeup products, etc. And I don't feel like it's just going to be limited to the makeup. There may be something, along with clothing line, etc. expanding. There's just an expansion for him and some other collaborations that are going to be very powerful with people that are in the beauty industry already. He is friends with Jeffree Star, and he knows, Manny and some of the other people, but he is going to continue to kind of like do collaborations and again grow his brand even more so. And I'm very excited to see him. I'm a big cheerleader of Rich Lux and everything that he does. Um, I do see also like when it comes to his life right now, he's very focused again, like I said, on his career. But there is something about a trip, and I kept seeing and I kept hearing Europe. So I don't know if he's planning on going to Europe, but this is something a lot of people would probably judge him. I feel like he keeps a lot of things to himself. Off camera, people only know Rich Lux, the character, the persona that he plays for YouTube, which is very much him. But I feel like there's another side to Rich Lux that we don't get to see, only if he allows us to, when he's, talking about like the surgeries that he's had, etc. But there is a trip to Europe, and I know a lot of people would be judging him if he came out and said, I'm going to be taking a trip to Paris, but, or to another part of the UK, London. But I see that there is a pull towards Europe, and this may not make sense to him yet. It may not make sense to a lot of people, but I see that for him. I see travel for Rich Lux, and it's going to be fun. He needs fun. He needs to incorporate, not necessarily slow down. And I hate when people tell me that, because I've had a lot of people say, you need to slow down on your channel, etc. But it doesn't really take too much. If you are very dedicated and you have a set schedule and a routine, and you're an organized individual, it doesn't take much to sit down for 10 to 15 minutes behind a camera and or behind your computer and record a video. And I think a lot of people just don't. They make excuses, and they don't want to have that dedication or consistency. But like I said, I feel like for some part of him, he does kind of need to like enjoy life more. He's someone that is very much, loves, the finer things in life. He's very eccentric, name brands, etc. And I feel like in a lot of ways, his material possessions kind of bring healing to him. People enjoy fine things, and if you've worked hard for it, why not, splurge and treat yourself? I think a lot of people that are tuning in today don't understand. We only get, we do reincarnate, etc., but we get one life to live here on earth. And if you have money and you're working hard, why are you going to, there's so many people that work years and they have so much money and they just accumulate that, and then they end up dying or passing away, and all that money just stays behind, and they never got to really enjoy that money while they were here living on earth, because the fact that they have these this social conditioning or this type of viewpoint on money, and not wanting to use it. And I feel like he is someone that is using his money to buy things that he likes, that pamper himself, self-love. So he has that area under control, where a lot of people don't really pamper themselves, or they kind of make excuses as to why they don't need something, and that is a little bit more on a higher price range, or that's better. If you got the money and it's not going to create a hardship, why not do it? A lot of us have, it just, that's how I see it. And not everyone's going to agree with me, but I feel like for him, he is good in that area. There are some body issues, that we all have, and I feel like he is, someone that's very open about it. So I won't comment too much on that, but I do feel like there are going to be some, different procedures or things that he will do, minor things, to kind of get himself to looking great and just feeling great. And that's what I said about our body. Our body is our vehicle. It is our vessel. You can tune it up. You can fix it in any kind of way you can, and you want to. And if you got the money, do it. So many people are so like, well, you're too plastic, you're too this, you're too that. But that's not your body to make that judgment on somebody else. If somebody wants to get, a tummy tuck, or they want to get a gastric bypass, sometimes that's going to, be something that you need to do for yourself. And I feel like with him, there is going to be something about that. I feel like gastric is something that he's thought about. And again, he's been very open in his videos about it, but I don't know if he's going to go through with it eventually. I feel like he has a good perspective now on his, his body image, his weight, etc. So that is not something that I'm worried about. I can't diagnose, I'm not a doctor, but I do feel like there are some other things that he will need to pay attention to, specifically. And these are going to be like almost with, his stomach, of course. That would be one area, the abdominal area. And then there is something along the lines of blood sugar. So I don't know if like he has a history of diabetes in the family, but again, this is just some things that Spirit is coming out and talking about that he needs to just watch. And again, I feel like he is, he jokes about being a psychic, but in reality, I really do see and see him as having the psychic abilities. He's very in tune, very open when it comes to that. And I don't feel like, he jokes about it, and I think people just take it, as a joke. But really, he is very intuitive, very connected to the spiritual side. I do believe that he does believe in psychics, and he does believe in the spiritual realm, etc. I do see, him being open to that and getting validation. There is going to be a turning point within 2020. What I'm seeing and getting is that there is someone that he's walking away from. And this could be like a friendship that he's been very, hush hush about. Not so many people know. This could be more in his love life, but I feel like there is a lot of pain behind this, and there is somebody that maybe he has feelings for, but it's unrequited. It's kind of, difficult to say, but I feel like there is someone definitely that he is pulling away from, and it's good because this person is toxic. It is a male, and it is very toxic for him, and he will come out of this. Rich Lux will come out of this kind of feeling very drained. You won't be able to tell because, like I said, he is good at keeping business so separate from his, his personal life, keeping business away from his personal life. So his personal life, you won't see too much of it, but there is an opportunity again for him to meet someone else. So I feel like things are going to get very spicy between now and next year. I want to say around April to June, before, in that time frame, there is a potential to meet someone else. And I feel like there is somebody that is going to be coming into his life that is loyal, and that perhaps is just going to be a good, connection, friendship, etc. But his love life is going to be very interesting. I do see that there would be some kind of scandal with another YouTuber. And again, this is going to be almost like the way it's coming through from Spirit is that he is judged. Rich Lux is judged for something that he said, and a lot of people are going to be throwing hate, and they do it now. And I know that a lot of you that are listening would say, well, that happens now, with what he says about James Charles and other people. But I feel like this is going to be on a bigger scale, and it's just a shame because he has a good heart, and he means well. But again, I feel like he's going to be, sailing through that, and it's going to just, it's not going to really affect him to the point, where he's going to kind of have to break down, etc. I also get that he will need to work on kind of like embracing more people into his inner circle. Even though he has a good group, it's very small. And I feel like there is a certain trust level that he has now and awareness about who he lets into his life. But I do see that he will, be going through that kind of like opening up. As weird as he is from Houston, Texas, so well in that area, but there is something also coming in that he wants to. There's people that want him to move to California, to Los Angeles, in that area. There are people that want him to kind of move to California. This is something that's on his mind. I don't know if he'll ever go through with it because his roots are tied to Texas. But I feel like it would open his career, and he's thinking about it, and there's just like a seesaw effect. So there is some point within the next 2 to 3 years or less. Again, timelines I don't like to give them because they can fluctuate due to our free will, but I want to say within 2 to 3 years or less, there is a big change for him. And this could be him moving temporarily to Los Angeles and residing out of Los Angeles to do his work and getting kind of a feel for what he wants to do. I mean, he does already travel over there for collabs and for Comic-Con and, a lot of the other things that go on. But I feel like there is a push for him to go out there, and I see him looking at real estate, etc. And again, for right now, I feel like this would be kind of like uprooting him and And so right now I don't feel like it's a good decision or a good time for in 2019 to move to Los Angeles. But when we're talking about 2020, 2021, it's very possible that he is going to be moving to Los Angeles. Again, I see that there is a big strong pull over there, and there's going to be a lot of more opportunities that are easier for him to do out of California. But again, this is going to be about him, his family. His mom lives there, and he just has roots in Texas. So again, this is just something that he's going to have to consider. I also feel like he is someone that is very giving, very generous, but there is some kind of betrayal, and I feel like this is somebody, like, again, that is close to him, that kind of backstabs him or does something that's very shady the house, like he says. And again, he just needs to be very aware of that. And there is an acquisition of a new vehicle, so I don't know if he's looking at a new vehicle as well, a new ride, but there is a new vehicle bought around 2020. And I keep seeing the color black for some reason. I don't know if he would ever go to a black vehicle, but I see like a brand new vehicle. And this is not necessarily a Mercedes. It's like an upgrade from that. But it's like I said, there's treats that he will be treating himself. Financially, he will be able to do that. And he'll have a lot of options, that come up for him. And again, I know that a lot of you that tune in, want me to be more specific, etc. But I do respect everyone that I read for, and I'm not going to get into further details that are private. But I want, I wish Rich Lux nothing but the best, and big angel hugs to him, and props to him for what he's doing and will continue to do. And for all of the Rich Lux fans, I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Rich Lux, if you're listening, I hope you enjoyed this reading. And, big angel blessings to all of you. And thank you once again. If for those of you that want to get a private psychic reading with me, you can go to my website. It's www.raymondguzman.net/shop. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Psychic Medium Ray. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing day or night wherever you are in the world.